Hello everyone, and today we're going to be looking at the best writing GPTs available in the ChatGPT Store. And as you know, ChatGPT 4.0 users now have access to the entire store, so all these GPTs will be available to you. And the writing GPTs we're going to be exploring will help you with all kinds of writing. So for example, essays, reports, and so much more. We'll also be looking at how these GPTs can help you with things like structure, word count, and also improving your output. So how they can proofread and improve the grammar. So let's get started with the first GPT. So the first GPT we're going to be looking at is one that's called Athor or AI Thor. And I found this one quite useful for a number of writing tasks. And a good thing to do once you start using a GPT is always to look at how many conversations it's had. So this one's had 5,000 conversations, which is a bit on the lower side, but it's had a 60 plus rating of 4.1. So we're going to start chatting with GPT. Another important thing to do once you start using a GPT for the first time is just to ask it, how should I use it? So I'm going to click here on how to use Athor. And you can see that here it specifies that you need to input your request in a particular format. So the example format it gives you here is the topic that you want, separated by a semicolon, and then the type of text that you want. So for example, here it's an article, a story, a debate, an assignment, and so on, and then semicolon, and then the word count. And here as an example, benefits of AI, semicolon, article, semicolon, 150. So I'm going to copy that format and I'm going to write introduction on graduate challenges. Okay, and I'm going to put our semicolon. I also want an article. Okay, and then semicolon, and let's see if we can get about 600 words. So we're going to enter that. Okay, and immediately you can see that it's given us quite an extensive text that is in an article style, starting off with an introduction. It's got the headings, the key headings that I need. And it already looks quite, just from my general knowledge of the topic, that it looks quite relevant to what we need. So let's also check the word count. So I'm going to go here to my word counter and I'm going to paste the text that I have. Okay. And you'll see that it's actually given us 687 words. So that's very close to what I asked it. And as you know, that's not something that ChatGPT generally does quite accurately. So using this GPT is quite useful. Okay, so let's go on to our next one. So the next one we're going to be looking at is one called academic writing, which, as you can guess, is for academic writing. Added two T's here to writing. I don't know if that was intentional on their part or it's just a spelling mistake. So just make sure that you just put academic when you come to search for this. It is quite a good GPT. If you look at the number of conversations it's had over 25,000 and a rating of 4.2 on 1,000 reviews. So we're going to start off with that. And I'm going to ask it here, write an introduction on graduate employability with full in-text citations and references. And I'm going to input that. Okay, so let's look at the introduction. See that it's taken this formal academic tone than the previous GPT, and it's also included the citations in here. So we've got Tomlinson 2017, we've got York 2006. Anyone familiar with the topic will know that these are the exact influential writers that we would have in this topic. We've got also Jackson here, I've got Knight and York, and it's also given me the full reference list at the end. And I personally know these papers, so reconceptualizing graduate employability, I know this is authentic. And if I also wanted to double check this, I could take the name of the paper and I could go check it in Google, and you can see that it comes up. So it's the same title, Reconceptualizing Graduate Employability. We can see that the author is Jackson, 2016, Higher Education Research and Development, which is exactly the reference that we've got here. So we know this is authentic. It's done a very good job with obtaining the references. So one that I'd recommend writing. Okay, so the next one I want to show you is one that is called Ask Your PDF Research Assistant. And as you can see, this is an extremely popular one. It's got over 1 million conversations. It's got a rating of 4.1 on over 10,000 reviews. So it's really quite a useful one to be using. So we're going to start chatting here. And as I've mentioned, it's always really good when you're first starting to use a GPT to explore how can I use this GPT. So I'm going to click on that, and it will show us different ways that it can be used. So, for example, you can see here that it says it can write essays with references, provide it with a piece of text that doesn't have references, add the references for you. You can chat with the PDF that it's given you, and so on. So, the way I like to use this one is that if I want to write a specific topic based on an existing article that I have, so for example, I'm going to write here, similar to the topics that we've been using, write an introduction on graduate employability using the below article. So what I'm doing here is, rather than just getting ChatGPT to source various articles and reviews for me, I want to specify its output in terms of a specific article. I'm going to copy the link that I have here, and I'm going to paste it in here. Okay, we need to confirm. Okay, and what you can see is that it's now writing an introduction on graduate employability. It's using that specific article that I gave. So rather than just extracting information and doing an overview search across different articles, it's focusing on this article. If you want something specific out of an article that you know is extremely relevant for you, this is a good way to do this. And you can see that now it's used sources that are specific to the article that I've given it. So if I just wanted to double check, let's say an author, let's say Cooper's, and I go to here to the reference list in my article, I can see that it's extracted Cooper's and Lebrun 1998, and it's used that in its citations. The other thing that we can do with Ask Your PDF Research Assistant is that, as it mentioned in its instructions above, is that we can provide it with a piece of text. Say you've written something and you haven't cited it as you went along, so you want to actually have it reference it for you. So I'm just going to paste here a piece of writing that I've got, and I've got a prompt above that that says generate real citations for the below. And we're actually going to add here as well, generate detailed real citations for the below. Okay, I'm going to enter that. Okay, so you can see that it's come back with several citations here. And just for us to be sure, we can click on that and make sure that they're real and they're authentic citations. So we've got here graduate employability of business students. I've got the right and correct authors, Manga, and this is written in 2022. So let's go back to our chat and just double check that. So it's 2022, and we have it here. And also Noy and Zhang, you can still go to that as well. Okay, and we've got the correct citations. So this is really useful to have as well. A piece of text that you've written, you need quick citations, you'll quickly get the in-text citations, and you'll get the full reference list as well. So the next one I want to show you is a GPT called 100% Yoast SEO optimized blog writer. And you can see this one's got 10,000 conversations and a rating of 4.4. And it's actually used to optimize blog posts, but that's not exactly how I'm going to use it. What I want to show you with this one is how it can actually take the content of an article and rewrite it with the same meanings and concepts, but in a completely different way. So for example, I've got an article here that's on 10 ways to boost your productivity at work. You can see it's quite a long article. So I'm just going to copy the link of this article, and I'm going to write here, rewrite this article. I'm going to paste the link. So what you see here, it's taken the essence of the article, but it's actually changed some of the parts around. So instead of, for example, talking about in the beginning here, manage your energy, not just your time, build a better to-do list. If we look at the headings that it's come back with, it's understand your productivity peaks, set clear goals and priorities, use time management techniques. So we have the essence, but it's completely rewritten it in a different way, and it's quite intelligent as well in the words that it's chosen. And what I like about this is because it's tailored for SEO, it really chooses the right keywords. It prioritizes having the same kind of content that is in that previous article. So what you know that you're getting with this is that it's going to focus on the most relevant content. And this is a really good GPT if you're looking not just to write blog articles and to rank highly, but if you're looking to maintain the essence of the document but have it rewritten in a completely different way. So the next one I want to show you is a GPT called Write For Me. And this is one of the most popular, or if not the most popular GPT in the ChatGPT Store. It's got over 4 million conversations. It's got over 50,000 ratings of 4.2. And what I like to use this one for is to write extensive, long pieces of text. So if I come here and say, write a 1,500 word article on productivity, and I enter that. So before it starts writing, it will actually ask us a few questions. So, for example, intended use, who is it going to be for, blog, magazine, internal company, target audience, tone. So I'm just going to write here, one, an article for a website, two, professionals, motivational, and then style, content, format. I'm just going to leave that, and I'm going to enter that. So what you'll see is that it's come back with the outline, and it gives us introduction, understanding productivity, time management, and so on. And what I really like about this outline is that it tells you for each section how many words it's going to be writing in it. So 150 words for the introduction, 200 words for the first section. And if you're not happy with that, you want to add more emphasis on particular sections, you can tell it to change the word count for particular sections. And then after that, it's gone on to write the actual article. So what I want to do is take the article that it has written. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to go into my word counter and I'm going to see how many words it's actually come back with. So actually one more thing that I want to do is remove the outline itself, so that we know the exact word count for the actual text. So if we look here, we can see that it's come back with about 1,289 words, which is than what I wanted, but still very good text output. So this is a great tool to be using if you want good written content that you can draw from and get extensive amount of text with a large word count. You can even ask it for 3,000 words. It won't always give you the exact amount that you're looking for, but you can build on it and ask it to regenerate the text. The next one is an interesting one, and it's one that I use when I want to find the latest trends and topics in a particular field. And this one's called News GPT. So we're going to click on that, and it's got over 10,000 conversations and a rating of 3.9. And I'm going to start by entering a chat that says, give me an analysis of the latest trends in UK higher education. So as you can see, it's come back with the latest issues, things like financial strain, political uncertainty, and so on. Provide us with the sources. So quite an interesting one if you're looking to develop more insight into the latest issues and challenges that are specific to a certain field. So the next one I want to show you is a GPT that can help you write better emails. And it doesn't give you that much of a different output than what you would get with a normal GPT. But what it does is that it helps guide you in terms of the structure, in terms of the actual elements that you should be including in the email. So for example, if I write here, write a professional email requesting a summer internship at Microsoft, and I've intentionally kept this quite vague just to show you that how it begins by asking specific key questions that you should be including in your email. So for example, is it your name and contact information, the recipient's name? So what specific department would you be interested in? Just going to say here, choose any department, include qualifications and experience that would be relevant for an 18-year-old. And I want to to guide me in this, because it's quite difficult for an 18-year-old to have the needed qualifications and experience. But then again, they're just asking for an internship. Highlight any relevant activities or initiatives that would be relevant. And then I'm going to enter that. So you can see it's come back with a well-structured email, and it talks about the student's background. They're an 18-year-old, the final year in school, and then their interest in pursuing the summer internship. Talks about the academic journey and how they've developed knowledge of some programming languages, and then talks a bit about Microsoft as the company that they're applying to, and why they're interested in, and why it would be valuable, and then what they've attached in terms of their resume and their cover letter. So quite a well-structured email that highlights the key areas that should be considered. So the next GPT we're going to be looking at is one that will help you correct your mistakes. And this one's called Grammar Checker. And what I really like about this one is that it will take a piece of text and tell you the mistakes that you have throughout the text. I'm going to put a prompt here that says, check and fix my essay for grammar errors. And I've added a piece of text that's full of mistakes. So I'm going to enter that. Okay, and what you can see there is first come back with the corrected essay, and what I really like about this as well is that it has bolded the parts that it's made changes to, which is really useful. So I can see the corrected essay, I can see where my mistakes were. And then what's really, really nice about this is that it lists the corrections and explanations. So for example, here, the first mistake I had was students, and it corrected it from student. It tells me what it corrected it from. And then it actually tells me why it's corrected it. So should be plural to match the plural verb needed. It's like it's giving me a mini grammar lesson every single time. And you can see it's gone through everything and just made all these different corrections. So a really, really useful tool if you're looking to always improve your written output, make sure that it's free from mistakes, and learn from your corrections as well. So I hope you found this video useful and that you give these writing GPTs a try. And if you've used any others that you've found have a specific purpose, please do let us know in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.